Hi, so I'm doing my informative speech and it's going to be very laid back and casual, and I'm actually going to walk you through the process of baking homemade chocolate chip cookies. So I think that's going to be really interesting and fun. So let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, we have to preheat the oven to 350 degrees, which I've already done. And so next we're going to mix 2 sticks of butter together in a bowl, which I've already done because it's kind of loud. And then we're going to take a half of a cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of regular just granulated sugar, 2 eggs, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Alright, and so once we've got that all in this big bowl here, we're just going to mix that up until it's creamy and fluffy and it's just all good to go, okay? Alright, I had a little bit of trouble with the brown sugar because it was sticking together, but otherwise I think that's going to be fine. Alright, so I've got a nice and creamy mixture here, and it's all ready for the dry ingredients. So this would be considered the wet ingredients just because it's refrigerated and obviously wet. But anyway, so I've got the sugars mixed, the eggs mixed, the butter. Alright, it's time to add our 3 cups of flour. So we're going to gradually add this in. But before we do that, we're going to mix all of our dry ingredients together. So I've got 3 cups of flour in here. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a pinch of salt, which I have here in this little spoon, just a pinch of salt, not much. Alright, and then our chocolate chips. I like to add these in last just because I don't like beaten up chocolate chips. But anyway, so I'm just going to get a spoon here and add a little bit at a time. And I'm adding this a little bit at a time so it's not all clumpy and overwhelming at first. Let's see here. Alright, I've got half of that mixed in here. And time to add the other half. And again, this is just 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then just a dash of salt. And I'm mixing, and this is the dry ingredients. I'm mixing into the wet ingredients. Alright, and almost done. Just mix this last bit together. Alright, and when you add the last bit of your flour, it tends to become kind of dry, kind of like just like dough, like pizza dough or batter, biscuit batter, And so sometimes it's really hard to mix with a blender, so you kind of want to just get it all together and then blend it for a little bit and then just blend it by hand with just a fork. That will work. And so we've got a nice and thick cookie batter here. It's looking good. Alright, and now we're going to add about 2 cups of chocolate chips. And it can really be any type of chocolate chips. I just have the store brand, nothing fancy. Alright, I think that's going to be good. I'm going to hand mix the chocolate chips in. And this is so they just don't break. I don't want to mix it in with the electric mixer because that's just a little hard. But anyway, so I'm mixing in the chocolate chips with a fork. And it's looking really good. Alright. Alright. And this is what we've got so far. It looks really good cookie dough. Alright, and so what we're going to do next is just bake it. Simple. So I've got a cookie pan and I've got a piece of parchment paper placed on here so it doesn't stick. And what we're going to do is just roll it into about 2-inch balls. And then you want to spread them about 2 inches apart. So 2-inch balls and spread them 2 inches apart. This is to make sure they don't overlap while cooking. Because they do, they spread. And you don't want a big old giant mess on your hands. Alright. Alright. And now, since I've got all of my cookies rolled out, I'm going to bake them for about 10 minutes. You might want to check on them at 9. You'd never want to burn them. Take them out a little bit before you think they're ready, so they'll always have that soft texture and won't become hard. Alright, I'll let you know how that goes. Thank you. Alright, you guys, so I just took these out of the oven and they look really yummy, so I can't wait to eat them. And y'all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.